Jim with IGN here with Joseph Kosinski, the director of Oblivion. So, Mr. Kosinski, tell us here, what are we seeing here?
What you're seeing here is the ruins of a football stadium. This movie takes place 60 years after an alien invasion and resulting war, and Earth has kind of been left in ruins. So here you're seeing one of the few buildings that's kind of left behind, although in a ruined state.
Now we're going to go on here, and we get our first look at. Tell us this character and the actress.
This is Andrea Riseborough is the actress. She plays Victoria Olsen, who is the partner of Jack Harper, played by Tom Cruise. They are a two-person team living in Sky Tower 49, left with one of the last humans on Earth left with the job of repairing and taking care of the drones, which you see Jack Harper doing here. He's replacing a fuel cell that's been stripped out of this particular drone.
And I like here, obviously, the New York Yankees cap, a sign that in every sci-fi movie they seem to kind of let go of the past, which I feel like doesn't ring true. This, we obviously have a little sign that he's holding on to what made us all human and enjoying things.
Yeah, he's kind of fascinated with the world that existed before the war. So he, when he finds things on the ground, he collects them. When he found that Yankees cap, he kind of adopted it as his own.
So tell us a little bit about this this tower and the ship that we see flying overhead.
Well, here, anyone who lives in New York City should recognize this tower. Maybe not, because you're just seeing the kind of top, 300 or 400 feet of it. It's a much taller spire in the middle of Midtown. But as you can see, Earth has been transformed, so the avenues are now below the ground, and only the tallest structures manage to poke up through this black sand that's kind of covered everything. Here you see the bubble ship, which is Jack's kind of main mode of transport for patrolling his region. It's kind of it was one of the first kind of designs that I kind of came up with for the movie. I always loved the Bell 47 helicopter that's hanging in the Museum of Modern Art in New York. So I imagined kind of a Bell 47 crossed with a fighter jet and then taken 60 years into the future.
Yeah, it reminds me sort of too of the Harrier jet. Now we still see that Earth is still pretty beautiful in parts. Now tell us about these giant things floating overhead here.
Yeah, these are the hydro rigs. They're actually not floating. They're sitting on columns, but you can see they're sucking up seawater and extracting out deuterium, or heavy hydrogen, which is exists in all seawater and is an essential element of fusion energy. So basically humanity is taking all of the energy we can out of the seawater on Earth and extracting that for our migration to Titan, which is kind of where humanity is settling.
Now let's go back here. We get a look at a kind of a sneaky little character here.
Yeah, this is a scav, which is short for scavenger. This is kind of what the label we put on the alien force that invaded in 2017, and it was that resulting war with them that left Earth in the state it's in. So humanity won the war, but in the process we kind of lost the planet.
Now let's talk here about this device.
This is a drone that's been stripped of its armor. This is drone 109. You can see the faceplate there on the cart next to it. This is in Jack's workshop, which is the lower level of the Sky Tower. Jack's doing a few repairs, but you can see the armor, the shielding that he has is kind of shot, which is on the left side there. That's what he's tossing on the ground. So this is kind of his garage and his little pet project.
Now, tell us about the significance of, you did this all live in camera, you say, right?
Yeah, this was, the approach for this movie was to capture as much in camera as possible. So typically where you do scenes like this with blue screen or green screens, I really want to capture everything in camera so that the reflection on the tabletop, the light on the actors, everything felt as cohesive as possible. So we employed a really sophisticated front projection technique to project the backgrounds on set behind the actors,
including even this setting right here. Right?
Well, no, this would be a tricky one to get on any set, but this one here is these are both captured all in camera.
Nice.
Using this technique and using the cameras and lenses that we have, access to now. Obviously, a shot like this would be pretty tricky to get.
Yeah, it's a great look at the bubble ship. I like the way that it does the takeoff and everything. See here now. Tell us a little bit about this location.
Well, this is our film takes place mostly in the Northeast United States, so I think any New Yorker who goes to the New York Public Library would recognize this as the Rose Reading Room, which is now you can see Jack is dropping into, and
there's a discovery he makes in there we get a hint of here.
Yep, you'll see. There's a book. It's kind of right where he sets himself down. And we'll end up seeing that book a little bit later in the trailer.
More scavs. Okay, now here's where things start to go south for the character, it looks like. Here's our first look at this promising young actor.
Yes. We have real high hopes for this guy. He was fantastic in the movie. Obviously, Morgan Freeman, first time I think he and Tom have ever appeared in a movie together, which was a real thrill for me.
Now, can you say the name of his character?
His name is Beach. He's a very mysterious character. Obviously, Jack thought he was alone on the surface, and it turns out he isn't.
And he's a cigar aficionado.
Yes.
Oh my God. In the future, people still like to smoke. There we. Now, here we have an interesting kind of. Are these folks supposed to be sort of soldiers? Sorry, that was my Boston accent coming out there. Soldiers, convicts. Can you say anything about the sort of nature of these guys?
I can't really say too much about these people, other than it's a surprise.
Don't look like you should be trifled.
It's a surprise to Jack that they're even here.
Okay, let's move ahead here. And now here, let's go back. This is going to pay off in a second, but is this I would imagine this is the first time he's seen anything that isn't something that he was controlling.
Yeah, this is a surprise for him, an incoming vessel of some sort entering the Earth's atmosphere.
Now here's the payoff from the earlier scene. We had the book. Tell us a little bit about why is it significant that that he's
see Jack when he was in the library found this book. It's called The Lays of Rome, and there was a bookmark set to a certain page, and it appears to be a certain passage that is highlit, and Jack reads it. Doesn't have any significance to him at this point, but it does seem to be some sort of clue.
A little flashback to the past there. Now this is a really sweet shot here. You did this one in camera.
Yeah, this
as well?
is another in camera shot. Jack landing his bubble ship at the crash site of that ship that we saw entering the Earth's atmosphere earlier.
Don't ask too many questions.
And boom. Now, this is, of course, Olga Kurylenko from Quantum of Solace and Seven Psychopaths. We see her last name. Can you say her first name for us?
Julia Rysakova. Yeah, a passenger on this ship that's crashed in Jack's territory. And obviously a big surprise.
And pretty much every man's dream. You're alone in the world, pretty much. Beautiful woman falls out of the sky.
Yeah, if you're into that sort of thing.
Let's see here. We got some indications that it looks like there's going to be some conflict coming between these two characters. I would imagine, and you can play Corey if you want, but maybe she knows more than she's letting on?
Could be clearly, yeah, clearly there's something's come between Jack and Victoria here.
Okay. Now, this guy I know you can't say anything about, so let's just talk about how cool he looks. Now, this is a really interesting sort of design. He's got, let's see, he's got goggles, a face mask, body armor, and is that a cloak or a cape?
It's hard to say. Yeah, it's hard to see here.
He's badass, is what you're telling me.
Yeah, it's a bad situation for the whoever's point of view this is.
Yeah.
Put it that way.
Ouch. Here we go. Let's see here. It's another good shot at the bubble ship. Can we go back a little bit here? Is that just debris that's landing on him, or is there a greater...
Yeah, it looks like some sort of debris or ash to me.
You need to know what happened. What aren't you telling me? Who are you?
It does... I know you have to play coy about these things, but this guy has an almost sort of... I don't know, there's something animalistic or something about him.
Mm-hmm.
Am I seeing things there, or are those like tentacles or something on his back? You can't say.
It's hard to say. I mean, the drone seems to be taking care of business there, though.
All right. Well, this movie looks really cool. Some wonderful design elements in there, and Tom Cruise is a friend of sci-fi. He's definitely had his share of great ones there. So thank you so much for dropping in and talking to us about Oblivion, and we'll bring you more about the movie as it comes. Thanks, guys.
Thank you.